Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's a Crime. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Linda, and tonight we are going to get down and talk about the newest charges against Lori and Chad Daybell. And I know a lot of you are super excited about this. It's kind of bittersweet, obviously. But first, before we get into that, I just want to say happy birthday to JJ in heaven. I believe this is all happening at the divine timing, let's just say. And this is just the epitome of symbolism, only it's now thrown back at Lori and Chad. So what we're going to do is I am going to zip through the actual documents, but I'm going to do a little twist on it because I know some of you have already heard all these documents. I'm going to connect the dots like I normally do. So I'm going to rip through this and we're going to connect the dots so that you can see each little point, I guess, and tie it in with the actual dates of things happening. And what I'm going to do is, so I don't get a little bit off the beaten path, I'm going to run through this first and then we'll get to the comments, okay? So now JJ would have been 9 years old today. And this comes, I just think that the timing is very interesting. June 9th is when the court date was set a while back, and that actually is the 1 year anniversary of when the kids were found. So there's lots of things going on here. So let me rip through this. We'll talk about it, and then if you guys want to ask questions so that it flows a little bit better. I know it helps other people too when they watch. Okay? So, and let's just put a little picture up here I have a couple pictures, which is helpful, but here's JJ. It's a happy birthday to JJ up in heaven. All right. So, absolutely, it's finally happening. Thank you, Rastrick. Okay, here we go. It says, in the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho, in and for the County of Fremont. So it has State of Idaho versus Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Lori Noreen Daybell. And they're charged with a whole whack of stuff. So it's about darn time. I know we've been all waiting and hoping, and this day has arrived. But I feel like there's more coming, but we'll get to it. Thank you all for your super chats. I'm going to do my best to just read through this and then we'll go through, but I really, really appreciate you and I appreciate everybody on here tonight. So here we go. Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow are accused by the grand jury of Fremont County by this indictment as follows. And count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception, a felony. The defendants, Chad Guy Daybell, Lori Noreen Vallow, and Alex Cox, who is deceased, and other co-conspirators, both known and unknown, on or between the dates of October 26, 2018, and continuing until January 15, 20, in the County of Madison, State of Idaho, and elsewhere, including Fremont County, Idaho, and as part of a continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan in Madison and Fremont Counties, Idaho, did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree to commit murder in the first degree of Tylee Ryan and to commit grand theft by deception. Now, side note, when it says October 26th, 2018, the interesting little info snack here is actually when the Preparing a People event happened with Chad Daybell and Lori, now Daybell. And let me just scroll back here for a sec because I realized that I didn't complete my little notes. I came home this afternoon and ripping through all my notes so that I could get this done for tonight. Let me just scroll back. I want to give a huge shout out to Annie Cushing, Joseph Ryan's sister, and she has an amazing timeline, which I've been using forever and a day, and she's just super smart, super beautiful woman, and I want to give her a shout out. So as I scroll. Okay, October 26th, 2018. I did have this written down, but then I forgot something I want to talk about. They met in St. George, Utah. And we even heard Melanie Gibb, yes, we'll talk about her in a minute, about that's where they met, is at this Preparing a People event. So this is notable. This is why this October 26th, 2018 comes in. Okay, so now they have overt acts. We're talking about Tylee Ryan, which, by the way, Tylee never made it to her 17th birthday, never got to celebrate her 18th birthday, and this upcoming September would be her 19th birthday. So let's just reiterate that. Overt acts. In furtherance of the conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception, and to effect the objects thereof, one or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of the subjects of the conspiracy as part of a continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan within Madison and Fremont counties or elsewhere in the state of Idaho. Then it repeats itself on or between October 26, 2018 and June 9, 2020, when the kids were found. Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow did endorse and espouse religious beliefs for the purpose of encouraging and or justifying the homicide of Tylee Ryan. Now, the 26th of October, like I said, was the Preparing a People event in St. George, Utah. 4 days later was that dark and light rubric, or as I call, the hit list, okay? Number 2, on or about August 16th, 2019, Lori Noreen Vallow did change the deposit of Tylee Ryan's Social Security benefits from Tylee Ryan's JP Morgan Chase account to deposit money directly into Lori Noreen Vallow's personal BBVA bank account. Now, let's talk again on August 16th, okay? August 16th would be just over a month since Charles died. It's also, JJ started school on August 5th, the new year, and the dog was put up for sale on the 9th of August. And then the last call with Kay and Larry was on the 10th of August. Now on the 16th here, Lori decides to change the deposit of Tylee's Social Security benefits. Tylee's still alive at this point, and it's before they moved, okay? Number 3, on or about September 1st, 2019, Lori Noreen Vallow did move from Chandler, Arizona to Rexburg, Idaho with Alex Cox, Tylee Ryan, and Joshua Jackson Vallow, herein after JJ Vallow. Important to note, when Lori moved to Rexburg, her son Colby Ryan knew they were moving, but did not know she was splitting out of town. And not long after that they moved, so September 1st they moved, not long after, little Melanie Pulowski followed suit. It's a whole other story, right? So Colby did not know that they were moving there. She didn't say anything. So that's very, very interesting. Okay. Next, on or about September 8th, 2019, Chad Guy Daybell Googled SSW wind and visited a website entitled, "What is the definition of SSW wind direction?" Now, this is the day that Tylee, Lori, and Alex and JJ went to Yellowstone Park. And between the 8th and 9th is when Tylee was killed. Now, Tylee was dismembered and burned, and this has to do with his little wind direction. Now, you'll remember also that Chad decided on the 9th to send a little message to Tammy, who was still alive at the time, talking about a raccoon that he had to shoot off of a fence. And also he had to bury limb debris from a tree that fell. Very interesting. Chad's one of those types of people who like to boast about his little, I guess, accolades. Not anymore, though. Okay, so that's what that's all about. Now, on or about September 9th, 2019, Alex Cox did go to 565 Pioneer Road, apartment 175, Rexburg, Idaho. Now, if you remember, and most of you know, but let's just revisit this. Alex had apartment 107, and I do have a video on that, but 107. Lori has one with 175, and Melanie Plowski, who lived next door, was 174, okay? So Alex decided to go to Lori's place after this whole, they went to Yellowstone Park, and then they come back. So let me read you this, because this is where, you know, we connect dots, right? All right. Alex Cox, his phone pings for the day. But notable, on the 9th, at 2:42 a.m., his phone pings at Lori's apartment, okay? He's there for just over an hour. Just almost an hour. So at 3:37 a.m., he leaves Lori's apartment. Side note, when I do my videos, it's my belief that Tammy, JJ, and Tylee all died at the witching hour around that 3 a.m. This is my belief. This is what I believe to happen because of their symbolism and their weird hit list and all these other things. You can check my playlist. I have over 100 in this case. And so I believe this. So at 2:42, he goes to Lori's. 3:37, he leaves Lori's. Now at 4:37, so there's an hour gap here, he arrives home, and it doesn't say where he was at that during the other hour. He stays at his house until just 8:59 a.m., leaves his apartment, heads over to Chad's, at Chad's property. And we know what happened. Obviously, Tylee was buried where the pet cemetery is. Called it a raccoon. Now, 10:47, his phone pings again. And then at 10:57, it pings at the Daybell property. So they're not sure if it was actually something that it just pinged at a different tower. I guess we'll find out more about that. But at 11:39, he leaves the property. And this is something that this is very disturbing to me. I know a lot of you would agree at this. But 11:52, his phone pings at Del Taco. So I guess all the work in the morning made him a little hungry, and he decided to stop. I don't know what that is, but every time we read about these things, they always stop by a drive-through. It's really bizarre. Now, at noon, he leaves Del Taco and then spends the rest of the day in his apartment. So that's the pings. That's what has to do with here in the document, okay? Now, on or between September 9th and February 1st, Lori Noreen Vallow failed or refused to contact the Social Security Administration as required by law to inform the Social Security Administration of Tylee Ryan's death. On or between September 25th and January 22nd, 2020, Lori Noreen Vallow did wrongfully continue to collect 5 monthly Social Security survivor benefits on behalf of Tylee Ryan. Now, when Lori was in Hawaii, okay, there were things found on her other than, like no kids, right? Just herself and Chad, in wedded bliss. And they found Tylee's bank card. They found JJ's iPad along with another iPad already logged into JJ's school. And I have a video on that as well. Tylee's cell phone and both of their birth certificates and also JJ's school registration receipts. Okay, so Lori was collecting money, and why not, right? In her mind, she was collecting money on the children. She was collecting money on Charles. Well, she tried to. And then there was benefits from Joseph Ryan. So this is no stranger in her mind, right? So this is her little pattern, let's just say. Okay, let's keep going. That's just count 1. Let's go to count 2. The defendants, count 2, first-degree murder, a felony. I like the sound of that. The defendants, Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow, on or between the 8th and 9th day of September 2019 in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, and as part of a common scheme or plan or continuing criminal transaction between Madison and Fremont counties in Idaho, were concerned in the commission of a first-degree murder and did aid and abet in its commission, or not being present, advised and encouraged its commission, or by command compelled another to commit the crime, and did so with malice aforethought, and did so willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation, which resulted in the death of a human being, to wit, did either kill Tylee Ryan and or assist in the killing of Tylee Ryan and or did encourage the killing of Tylee Ryan and or did command another to kill Tylee Ryan in violation of Idaho code. And then it explains the sections. So let's just, I'm going to put, this is one of my favorite pictures of Tylee, pictures of Tylee. And let's talk about that for a minute. So here she is. Tylee wanted to go and she did not want to move to Rexburg. She did not want to move to Rexburg. And she wanted to be with her friends, but she was concerned. She had her baby brother, loved her baby brother, and protected him. Right? And there she goes, and she's 16 years old. Didn't make it to 17. She would have in 2 weeks from that time. She was already graduated. She graduated early. Now, Lori lied about Tylee, saying, oh, she's at BYU, Idaho, and she's, what's the word? Registered in there and blah, 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 blah. Total lies. No problem lying. Okay, so we can go on with that in a minute. Let's read the rest. So now let's go to JJ Vallow, because this is coming here. Count 3, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception. The defendants, Chad Guy Daybell, Noreen Vallow, and Alex Cox, deceased, and other co-conspirators, both known and unknown, on or between the dates of October 26, 2018, and continuing until January 15, 2020, in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, and elsewhere, including Fremont County, Idaho, and as part of continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan in Madison and Fremont counties, Idaho, did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree to commit murder in the first degree of Joshua Jackson Vallow, hereinafter JJ Vallow, and to commit grand theft by deception. As I said earlier, today would have been JJ's 9th birthday, and he didn't make it to 8 years old. So it's just disgusting to me. Anyways, I'm just gonna hold it in for a little bit. We're gonna keep going. Okay. Overt acts. In furtherance of the conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree of JJ Vallow and grand theft by deception, and to effect the objects thereof, one or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of these subjects of the conspiracy as part of a continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan within Madison and Fremont counties or elsewhere in the state of Idaho. On or between October 26, 2018, that's the preparing of people, and June 9th, 2020, when the kids were found, Chad Guy Daybell and Noreen Vallow did endorse and teach religious beliefs for the purpose of justifying the homicide of JJ Vallow. Now remember, and we all remember what went on there in around this time. It was said that JJ was acting like a zombie all weekend, and that he was climbing on top of the cupboards and knocked over a picture of Jesus or something to that effect. So yeah, we'll continue on. On or about September 1st, 2019, Noreen Vallow did move from Chandler, Arizona to Rexburg, Idaho with Alex Cox, Tylee Ryan, and Joshua Jackson Vallow. On or about September 23rd, 2019, Alex Cox did take possession of JJ. Now, this is the night when Melanie Gibb and Lori did the podcast at her home. And Alex took JJ back to his apartment. Now, on that early morning, September 23rd, so that would have been the 22nd night. In the early morning of the 23rd, at 9:55 a.m., there was a ping from Alex's phone at the pond where JJ was found. And he was there for only not very long at all, until 10:12 a.m., okay? Now, let's just pull this up because this is important. Let's talk about this for a minute. Make sure I have the right pictures here. Okay, so this is where Tylee was found, and he had buried, whoever did it, okay? One of them, all of them, I don't know. decided to burn Tylee, dismember her, and put her in a pet cemetery. And this is where JJ was found, near the pond there. Okay? And poor little JJ was wrapped up in garbage bags, layers of them, and bound with tape. Okay, so they got the pings in this area back to Chad's property. I'd like to know if there was a text message after that, because it seems like he likes to boast a little bit. And I will say, and I never addressed this in an official video, but when I see the court documents, or sorry, the court, when they were in court last year for preliminary, I think it was September, you could see Chad get a little kick out of looking at some of the evidence. He's looking over and you can see the smirk on his face, which I'd like to smack it off him. Just, you know, a little bit. But it's very disconcerting. Okay, that's minor, to say the least, right? Okay, here we go. On or about November 26th, so this is the day that the welfare check came in, Lori Noreen Vallow provided a false and or misleading physical location of JJ Vallow to law enforcement during a lawful investigation. Lori said JJ was with Melanie Gibb. Lori also asked Melanie Gibb to take pictures of random children that could look like JJ. Lori also said that JJ was watching Frozen 2 in Arizona with Melanie Gibb. Now, her little Frozen 2 comment was in wintertime, and there's 2 kids frozen underneath the ground. So I'm a little bit spicy on that. All right. On or between September 23rd and February 1st, Lori Noreen Vallow failed or refused to contact the Social Security Administration as required by law to inform the Social Security Administration of JJ Vallow's death. Now, side note, or let me read you this and we'll side note this in a minute. On or between the dates of September 9th, 2019 and February 1st, 2020, Lori Noreen Vallow did wrongfully continue to collect 4 monthly Social Security survivor benefits on behalf of JJ Vallow and 4 monthly Social Security child in-care payments. Nate Eaton of East Idaho News, we love you, Nate. He was saying in an interview, and I think it was with Melanie Gibb, but he talked about Lori receiving up to $6,000 a month in benefits. So that's just a little info snack for you guys. Very interesting. Let's go to the next count. We're only at number 4 now. Count 4, first-degree murder, a felony. The defendants, Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow, on or between the 22nd and 23rd day of September 2019 in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, and as part of the common scheme or plan or continuing criminal transaction between Madison and Fremont counties in Idaho, was concerned in the commission of a first-degree murder and did aid and abet in its commission, or not being present, advised and encouraged its commission, or by command compelled another to commit the crime, and did so with malice aforethought, and did so willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation, which resulted in the death of a human being, to wit, did either kill JJ Vallow and or assist in the killings of JJ Vallow, and or did encourage the killing of JJ Vallow, and or did command another to kill JJ Vallow in violation of Idaho sections, and then the sections, okay? We're going to go to Tammy. Count 5, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. That the defendants, Chad Guy Daybell, Lori Noreen Vallow, and Alex Cox, deceased, on or about October 1st, 2018 to January 15th, 2020, in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, and elsewhere, including Madison County, and as part of a continuing transaction in common scheme or plan in Fremont counties, Idaho, did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree to commit murder in the first degree of Tammy Daybell, did combine or conspire to commit murder, and one or more of such persons did enact to effect the object of the combination or conspiracy. Let's talk about this. October 1st, okay? October 1st is interesting that they have this date down. Here's why. October 1st is the date that Lori opened the 10 by 10 storage unit in Rexburg, Idaho. So we saw coming and goings from Chad Daybell, Alex Cox, Lori, and she rented the unit. We also saw them take a tire in and that kind of thing within the first couple weeks, okay? Now, Lori's mom on the 1st, Lori's mom, Janice, claimed that she talked to JJ on the phone on October 1st and had a phone bill to back it up. But it was impossible because the week before, JJ died, was killed. All right. October 2nd is when Brandon had the shot taken at him. That was the attempt on his life back in Arizona, and it missed his head by inches. And that's interesting in itself because Melanie Pulowski, I believe, knew about this. And the reason why, she sent Melanie Gibb over to go check on the kids at Brandon's old address when she darn well knew that Brandon had moved. So all kinds of crazy things. Exactly. Which is it, Janice, right? Which is it? Okay. So interesting here. I would have loved to hear that call. Maybe Lori did what she wanted Melanie to do and came up with something. I don't know. How do you even fake that? Family knows if you're not talking to the same kid. I mean, you have a typical conversation, right? All right. So that's that. And so he had the hit put on him. Oh, let's talk about this too. October 2nd is also the little pat on the butt that Chad did to Lori, for a job well done in the storage unit. So these are these little things that are coming out, okay? Still talking about Tammy. Overt acts. Here we go. In furtherance of the conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree of Tamara Tammy Daybell and to affect the objects thereof, one or more of the following overt acts were committed by one or more of the subjects of the conspiracy as part of a continuing criminal transaction and common scheme or plan within Madison and Fremont counties or elsewhere in the state of Idaho. Number 1, on or about or between the dates of October 26, 2018 and June 9, 2020, Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow did encourage and espouse religious beliefs for the purpose of justifying and or encouraging the homicide of Tamara Tammy Daybell. On or about September 1st, that's when they moved, Lori Noreen Vallow did move to Rexburg, Idaho with Alex Cox, Tylee Ryan, and Joshua Jackson here and after JJ Vallow. Text messages between Chad and Lori regarding death percentages for Tammy and JJ in messages on July 30th, 2019. Let me read that again. There's text messages between Chad and Lori regarding death percentages for Tammy and JJ in messages on July 30th, 2019. I want to know what that's all about. Now, this would mean it's 2 days before Lori and family move. 2 days before. Also, it's only 2.5 weeks after Charles died. And we'll talk about Charles at the end. Okay? Whew. Number 4. Chad Daybell obtained a burner phone on September 18th, 2019. That would be 10 days after Tylee was killed. And Alex Cox obtained a burner phone on October 9th, 2019, which is the same day that there was the attempt made on Tammy Daybell with that paintball gun. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Now, it was said, again, by Nate Eaton, we love you, Nate Eaton, he was talking about either 50 or 60 burner phones was the buzz around this case that they had. And Lori was carrying a minimum of 3. And Tylee even had said to her, like, Mom, you look like a drug dealer with all your phones. And I believe it was April Raymond that was talking about that, about Tylee seeing these phones. So, okay, next, more text messages. Wouldn't doubt it. I think Chad likes to do that, in my opinion. Text messages between Chad Guy Daybell and Lori Noreen Vallow about Tamara Tammy Daybell being in limbo and Tammy being possessed by a spirit named Viola. Here we go. Let me read you this because this is about the zombies, right? She's possessed by a spirit. So was Tylee. So was JJ. Here we go. This is right from a court document. When people become possessed by these beings, the original spirit is pushed out of the body and trapped in limbo. And it makes reference to limbo. The only way for the spirit to move forward is to await the death of their current possessed body. Now, let's just talk about this for a minute. Here's where I think there's going to be more charges, and it's going to be in connection to Charles Vallow. Okay? Who was a zombie? JJ. What happened to him? He died. Who was a zombie? Tylee. What happened to him? He died. Who was a zombie? Tammy. What happened to her? She died. Who was a zombie? Charles Vallow. And what happened to him? He died. Okay? And I know you guys are going to say about Melanie Gibb and all this stuff, right? I've been saying this since last summer. They conspired to kill Charles Vallow, and they had that email, which was a coded email, to back it up, bat included. Okay, so you can see that in my Charles Vallow series. If you guys want to take a look at that, and you haven't at this point, go take a look at it. And I fully 100% believe that was premeditated way back when, and the hit list proves it, and also the stupid email that they did. And I have questioned, and I want to know, hopefully we'll now find out, was Chad Daybell there in and around the time that Charles died? So, and Joseph Ryan, it's a different thing, right? But I shouldn't say different. It's a different time. I hope we can go back to there. But the next step would be go to Charles and then go back from there. So, I'm fired up about Charles too. Okay. Now, September 8th, 2019, which is the same day they go to Yellowstone Park and right before Tylee was killed. Chad Guy Daybell signed application along with Tammy Daybell to increase her life map insurance to the maximum allowed under her policy. Same day. Alex Cox attempted to shoot Tammy Daybell on October 9th, 2019. Alex Cox conducted multiple internet searches between the dates of October 8th, 2019 and October 12th, 2019, including searches related to Grendel drop and shooting through a Dodge Dakota. Now, here's a couple things that A, I have a question, and B, I want to show you. When I was reading this, I guess two things. Let's back up for a minute. So we're talking about when Tammy had an attempt made on October 9th. She actually died on the 19th, okay? 5 days before the attempt was made, Chad urges Tammy, I encourage you to go to Springville, Utah to see your family. And she normally would go with her family, to go, but she went by herself. He encouraged her. And don't forget, Chad was going on little walks around the track at BYU, right? So, hey, you know what, Tammy, your death's coming. Let go. At least he was nice enough, right? Nice enough to go and visit family. Not happy. Anyways, okay. You guys know how I feel about this whole situation. Now, question for you. No, let's go to the Grendel drop because this is interesting. Me being me, I don't know much about guns, and I'm going, what's a Grendel drop? So I'm looking at it this afternoon, and I got to show you this because this is like, as soon as I saw it, I went, oh my God, no wonder why she thought it was a paintball gun. Now, I don't know if this is the exact model, okay? But I was just looking to see and get an idea of what the heck is this Grendel thing. So some guys are going to probably laugh at me. Okay, so here's the Grendel gun. And when I look at that, I was like, well, no kidding. She thought it was some sort of paintball gun because look at this thing. And then the Grendel drop, what I was looking at was a chart. And the chart had to do with the bullet and how far it goes. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this guy is searching from the 8th to the 12th, and she had an attempt on the 9th. So he started at the 8th and then went to the 12th and kept doing these internet searches and Grendel drop and shooting through a Dodge Dakota. So my guess is he was looking to see how far this thing would go before the bullet drops, like how far it goes. This is me just trying to figure this out today, okay? I'm sure you guys are going to know the answer. You can like chime in the comments. Okay, so she sees this gun on the 9th and she's probably like, holy crap, and this thing doesn't go off. So I don't know if it was a scare tactic or what the heck happened, because here's why I think that. He's looking to see about the gun shooting through a Dodge Dakota. Now, here's the weird thing. Exactly. Sniping, okay? Okay, this is my thought. So he was trying to figure out how to do it while he was in a truck. Now, if we rewind a minute before we go forward, let's rewind to Brandon Boudreaux. The shooter, Alex, was in Tylee's Jeep in Gilbert, Arizona. I think it was Gilbert. And they were waiting outside of Brandon Boudreaux's house and did it through the back. So what they did is way back in October, the day before Brandon has his attempt made, they take out the Jeep's tire from the back of the Jeep. They roll it into the what do you call it? Storage unit. Go back out, take the seat out, and put it back there. So now there's no seat in the back of the Jeep and no back tire, right? So it's easy to shoot from. So this is interesting to me because that was October 2nd. Now here, he's asking through a Dodge Dakota. So here's the weird thing to me, and maybe you guys can actually clarify this for me. I want to show you something. This is Alex's truck. It's not a Dodge Dakota, it's a Ford. So who owns the Dodge Dakota? Was that Chad's? I thought his was an SUV of some sort. Who owned the Dodge Dakota? So this is really, really weird, okay? Really weird to me. And here's the other thing. If he's talking about this Grendel drop and shooting through a Dodge Dakota, why is he deciding to go close range to Tammy when he wouldn't really need to, right? And where they live is in a rural area. So he shoots at Tammy. Okay, he shoots at Tammy on the 9th. This is what Tammy says, because she actually, the same day, she goes to Facebook. And she says, okay, neighbors, something really weird just happened, and I want you to know so you can watch out. I had gotten home and parked in our front driveway. As I was getting stuff out of the back seat, a guy wearing a ski mask was suddenly standing by the back of my car with a paintball gun. He shot at me several times, although I don't think it was loaded. I yelled for Chad, and he ran off around the back of my house. I have no idea what his motive was, and he never spoke, even after I asked him several times what he thought he was doing. I was about to smack him with my freezer meals from enrichment tonight when I decided to yell for Chad instead. Okay? So, it's interesting. Oh, this is interesting. Somebody said Chad's son has a black Dodge Dakota. Okay, I need to find out more about this. And somebody says no car body shaming. Of course. Of course it was Sarah. She's so funny. No car body shaming. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep going. I appreciate all of you guys watching tonight. I'm zipping through this. We're going to talk about it at the end. We have so much to talk about in this case. I could literally probably talk from now till next year and still have new stuff on Chad and Lori. I think I've done over 140 videos, 100 video. I don't even know, 100 and some videos on these guys. And I still haven't finished. Like there's still more. Okay. So weird about the gun. And so I wonder why did he decide to go close range, or was that just to spook her? Because his looks here like he was deciding to go use this thing and kind of snipe. But I'm gonna laugh because probably some guys are watching going, oh, Linda. I don't know. I'm starting to learn about guns. I don't have them. I don't know. Okay. Jeep was registered to Charles Vallow. Yeah, but that was the Jeep is what Tylee drove. Tylee drove the Jeep. Okay, here we go. 4,400 people joining me tonight and us. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to mods. Amazing. And we're going to keep going. Alex going to the gun range in the months before October 9th, 2019, when the attempted shooting of Tammy Daybell takes place. Now, Alex wasn't working after moving to Idaho. He actually didn't even tell the place he was renting that he was leaving. He just left and didn't pay the rent, and he got in trouble. You can look this up. It's been a while since I've looked it up, but he got in trouble basically for not paying it and went to court, or he was taken to court. Okay. So he didn't work. So Alex didn't work. Lori didn't work. Can we even say Chad worked? He was going to write at BYU, and we know what he was writing. Okay. Alex, okay, so next, this is interesting. Alex traveled from Sportsman's Warehouse to the vicinity of the Daybell residence on October 9th, 2019. This is the attempt. Now, in Annie's timeline, it was interesting. She included it, and she had a disclaimer, like this is the chitter chatter about it. She said there was a rumor that Chad was at Cabela's on the 12th buying rope and a ski mask in Idaho Falls. So interestingly here, Sportsman Warehouse is in Idaho Falls, and he's at this warehouse on October 9th. So wondering if it was a mask or what happened. Obviously, Tammy said that there was a ski mask, right? So, okay, so next, Alex was in the church parking lot approximately 2.5 miles from the Daybell's residence on the night of October 18th, 2019, which is just before Tammy died. Tammy died on the 19th, early morning hours, or it could be the 2000, or sorry, could be the 18th. But again, my belief is that middle of the morning. And when Tammy was pronounced, how do I word this? The estimation that when Tammy died was around 2 a.m, and it's an estimation. So I believe it was that 3 a.m. mark again. Okay. Now here's where they found, okay, so I did a quick thing in the map, and I just pulled up to see what's 2.5 miles away. And this is the 2.5 miles I found. 2.6 was this church, the LDS church just south of where Chad Daybell's property is, which is the top one, obviously, with the red mark there. So that's where Alex was hanging out 2.5 miles from the Daybell residence on the night of October 18th before Tammy died. Okay, count 6, first-degree murder. That the defendant, Chad Guy Daybell, on or about October 18th, 19th, 2019, in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, was concerned in the commission of a first-degree murder and did aid and abet in its commission, or not being present, advised and encouraged its commission, or by command compelled another to commit the crime, and did so with malice aforethought, and did so willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation, which resulted in the death of a human being, to wit, did either kill Tammy Daybell and or assist in the killings of Tammy Daybell, and or did encourage the killing of Tammy Daybell, and or did command another to kill Tammy Daybell in violation of the Idaho Code. Now, as I said, the 4th was when Chad encouraged her to go and visit family. The 9th, the attempt made, didn't work, unless it was a scare tactic, I don't know. And then the 19th, lo and behold, it works. Now, Chad was saying, you know, in this phone call that we heard with Lori and Melanie Gibb, that he's like, you know, I can testify that she wasn't feeling good and she had heart condition and she didn't like to go to, doctors. And the family's just looking like this is a load of crap. And she was clogging, I believe it was clogging lessons right up to that. She was training for a run. Like there was all kinds of things. But Chad said that she died from a horrible cough. And there's discrepancies too, what he said. Because he said his son, Garth, was there, but then he said, where she was found and all this stuff. So it's a bunch of load of, what? It's just ridiculous. And he's so full of it. But thankfully, Tammy was exhumed, and now the truth's coming out. And now when we have this is a game changer, right? This is a game changer. You wait, I'm telling you, Charles Vallow's coming. His charges are coming, I think. And let's just say maybe it'll be in July when Charles died. Maybe that'll be the case. Okay, let's keep going. Whew. Yeah, she died from a horrible cough peacefully in her sleep, though. Peacefully. I don't know about you, but when do you peacefully even sleep if you have a cough? All right. Count 7, grand theft felony, that the defendant, Lori Noreen Vallow, on or between the dates of October 1st, 2019 and January 22nd, 2020 in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, did as a common scheme or plan or continuing criminal transaction between Madison and Fremont counties, Idaho, by deceit and with the intent to deprive another of property or to appropriate the same to herself or to a third person, wrongfully take, obtain, or withhold, or aid and abet another to take, obtain, or withhold the property of another, to wit, Social Security survivor benefits, allocate for Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow, and Social Security child care and care benefits allocated for Lori Noreen Vallow in an amount exceeding $1,000, which said funds Lori Noreen Vallow was not entitled and which did belong to the government of the United States of America. Let me rewind a little bit, though. Okay, so this October 1st that they said, again, that was the day that she rented the storage unit. This was also after a week after Rexburg police receives the surveillance video from Yellowstone. So they receive that a week later. This is going on that she's collecting money, right? What did I want to say about Tammy? There was another thing I wanted to say about Tammy. It might come to me. Might come to me. Okay. Okay. Count 8, insurance fraud. To the defendant, that the defendant, Chad Guy Daybell, on or about October 19th, 2019 to October 30th, 2019 in the county of Madison, state of Idaho, did with intent to defraud or deceive an insurer for the purpose of obtaining any money or benefit, presented or caused to be presented to an insurer or other person a statement as part of or in support of a claim for payment or benefit, knowing that such statement contained false, incomplete, or misleading information concerning any fact or thing material to such claim, to wit, did present and or cause to be presented an insurance beneficiary form to Life Map Assurance Company in violation of Idaho Code section. Count 9, insurance fraud, that the defendant, Chad Guy Daybell, on or about October 19th to October 31st, 2019 in the county of Madison or Fremont County, state of Idaho, did with the intent to defraud or deceive an insurer for the purpose of obtaining any money or benefit, present or caused to be presented to an insurer or other person a statement as part of or in support of a claim. I can't even talk anymore. Okay. A claim for payment or benefit, knowing that such statement contained false, incomplete, or misleading information concerning any fact or thing material to such claim, to wit, did present and or cause to be presented a claimant statement to Primerica Life Insurance Company in violation of Idaho. Okay, so Chad ends up getting $430,000. I think it was $430,000 that he got in the death of Tammy. And as it happened, he upped it substantially right before she died. The thing that I was going to bring up also is in the beginning of October, this is also when Lori ordered the rings, the outfits for the wedding, beach attire for both her and Chad. And that was, I believe it was the 2nd or 3rd of October. So that was in and around when they got the storage unit, when the attempt was made on Brandon, and right before they sent Tammy to go to Springville. So many things. So, man, I got through it. That only took 50 minutes to get through the paperwork. This is amazing. So, and you guys feel free to ask me questions because, man, this timeline is crazy. So we have 9 counts. And just to reiterate, I won't read the whole thing, I'll just read the titles. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception for Tylee. Count 2, first-degree murder. Count 3, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception for JJ. And first-degree murder. And then conspiracy to commit first-degree murder for Tammy. And first-degree murder. And then the grand theft. So, this is a long time coming. They imagine this case, like it's so convoluted. Hang on here, guys. Just as an outsider looking in, trying to keep track who's who at the zoo, right? Wait a minute, who's this person? Who's that person? Now this person's here. How come they're marrying? And there's, Lori's married 5 times and Chad has now the second wife, and then we have Zulema who has 6 husbands, and Alex is dying. So no kidding, it's taken so long because it's crazy. It's completely crazy. And at the end of the day, for what? Money? And she's so happy. Now, here's the other thing. I want to read this to you because I'm going to show you a couple things actually. Let's just do this just as a little gentle, not so gentle reminder. Take a look at this mugshot. See the little smirk on his face? Yeah, he's smirking when he's getting arrested on June 9th, 2020. He sat there as the kids were being dug up. And I think he enjoyed it. Like I said in the court, I watched him, and at this point, I would not be surprised if something happened in his past and there was something more to this guy, that he did something to other people. I just say that because it's so, like Rob Wood said, egregious what was done to Tylee. To everybody really, but the dismemberment and I don't get it. But I'm curious about him. I had visions of I'm not saying psychic visions. I'm saying in my mind, I'm thinking he's probably sipping his drink in the house and enjoying, looking at the yard. It's just so freaking creepy. And think of it. This guy walked up to Lori when he first met her and said, hey, baby, we had 5 lives together before. Who says that? Who says that? Who falls for that? Oh, Chad Daybell, I love you. It's just so stupid. Now, here's the other thing. So that's him, right? So to reiterate, Tammy dies. He does this rubric like he's the man, and the hit list, and these little emails go back and forth. Like I said, the email that I believe is a plot to kill Charles. And then we have Lori. Okay, let's look at Lori. Look, well, this one's a better one. Look at her smirk on her face. Just so proud. She's so proud. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, take a look at her mugshot. Just so proud of herself. And the middle picture, is when she's sitting on a beach and her children are dead. And she got married on November 5th, okay? So September 8th/9th for Tylee, I believe the middle of the night on the 9th. JJ Vallow, the 23rd, again, I believe at night, in the middle of the early hour mornings, I should say. Early hours of the morning, just having the time of her life. Kids are dead and she's married and just so happy. And then on the right, we have her in court, smirking with her jail makeup. So let me tell you, those two are they're in court tomorrow, 11 o'clock for Chad Daybell and 11:30 for Lori. And we have not seen Lori. Now, let me tell you, it's been almost a year, right? Now, in terms of Lori, she loves to look good. Okay, this is Lori. Everybody describes her who knows her. She loves to look good and hates not looking good. In fact, let's just pull this up, okay? I want to talk to you about this because remember a while back, she was going in and out in court before she stopped going, and another inmate was in the same pod with her for 4 days. And she describes Lori and she says, so she comes to the door and has on this bright pink lipstick. She said, how does it look? I hesitantly paused and said, oh, you look good. I gave her some tips and said she could use a regular lead pencil to draw in her eyebrows and helped her get ready for court. And then it says, Lori knew how big of a deal the hearing was and looked forward to it. When she returned to her jail cell hours later, she wanted this inmate to watch the news with her. As the news came on, she said, here it comes. Here's my story. Turn it up. Let's see what they say about me now. Now, this is the funny thing. Judge Edens is actually the judge that will be tomorrow, okay? He set that bail way back for $1 million. And it says here that she was determined to get out of jail and met with her attorneys for hours daily to see if she could come up with the money. And it says every day she's going out with her lawyers and I'd say, are you bonding out? And she would say, I hope so. I remember before one of those meetings, she ran her fingers from her head down her body and said, we'll see if all this is worth $1 million. So let's talk about that for a minute because I think it's important. She was recently deemed indigent. So she has no money, right? No money. And so that's interesting. And now let's talk about this. She's faced with some serious charges and serious penalties, like life without parole and all the way to the death penalty. And it said that they have within 60 days to make that decision after those guys submit a plea. So very, very, very interesting. So I can tell you this, though. It's almost been a year since she's been in jail. Well, since the kids were found. And Chad got arrested in June, but Lori was arrested before. And imagine a woman who loves how she looks and is very concerned about it, not having her Botox, not having her hair done. Lori used to be a hairdresser, right? It's going to be interesting. So I'm going to say. Now, regardless of that, I wonder if she's going to come waltzing in with her jail makeup tomorrow. And if that smirk is on her face, so help me God, I'll come wait from here and smack the smirk off her face. Woo, that's not good. She hasn't shown up in a long time, so this will be interesting. We'll see what that looks like as I put chapstick actually up. It's actually because I'm dry. I don't even have water in here. So very interesting. Okay. What about Social Security fraud and bank fraud? Why aren't they being charged with that? And I don't understand. They should have a lot more charges. They are. They're being charged with collecting money. So, or Lori is, and Chad is for the insurance. And then of course the murders are new. So there's quite a few. I mean, before it was minor. Thank you for your question. There's been a few in the past week. This week is huge. This week is huge. Last week, the Justin Evans case, he was found after being missing for 5 months, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that case. Then this week, this happens, and Lori and Chad are charged. They're going to court tomorrow. And then we're waiting on the arrest affidavit for Barry Morphew, and he's in court on Thursday. So it's very, very big week, very big week. So things are coming. Things are coming. What else? One of the things I said when we first started tonight was the symbolism. We saw, we see things like their malachite rings and, you know, well, zombies to them. But I'm so happy that this is kind of sweet revenge in a sense where they're getting charged and we're hearing about it on JJ's birthday. And they're supposed to be in court on June 9th, which is the day that the children were found. I think that things are going to come for Charles in July. Maybe. I had faith in Rob Wood and now his entourage as well. Let me just see here. Whew. Talking like crazy tonight. Linda, can you please share the link to Annie's petition seeking an investigation into Joe's death? Yes, absolutely. I don't have the link, but I will put that in the description. I'm going to write that down. Anything to help Annie as well. And I have been looking into Joe's as well on that. So, of course, I worked backwards, right? So worked with Lori and the kids and Tammy, and then going backwards to Charles, and then also Joe. I think there's something there too as well. Okay, let me write this down. Annie. I had Annie on the channel, and back in December we were hanging out. I think it was December, January, December. Might have been early January, something like that. Oh, okay, so Sarah says symbolism and murder. I was talking about, and it's quite a controversial video, about the premeditation. For those of you who don't know me, I connect the dots and find patterns, and just naturally something that I do. And to make sense of these murders, I was starting to look into different things, like the coded messages, like the underlying secrets that Chad and Lori have. And one of the things in this premeditation video, some people were talking about numerology, but to me, this had nothing to do with numerology. I was just trying to find the pattern, not the numbers. I was just trying to find a pattern, and it ended up being a common number. And without getting into that part, it basically, I found a painting that matched up to the deaths of Tylee, Charles, JJ, Tammy, and even Alex. And it turned into, if you guys are curious tonight and you haven't seen this, look up Death on the Pale Horse. And it's a painting, and the painting is of the apocalypse and the end of times, and the pale horse symbolizes death. But also in that painting is, let me pull it up, is also a description of a zombie, or what a bloodless being, which would signify a zombie. So their symbol is the zombie, and it matches because Joseph Smith, on the match up all these numbers that I found, Joseph Smith on June 15th sat in his office and was looking at this death of a pale horse, death on the pale horse. And Chad and Lori how do I word this? They're the epitome of a secret combination. Melanie Gibb even called it a secret combination. And it has to do with the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith. And Joseph Smith was sitting on this. Now, let me just show you. I'll show it to you on my phone because I don't have it pulled up on my computer. So maybe this could work. I want to show you this. Oh. Because it's important. And some people pass this off. But I think it's a little bit, I'm not sure what the word is. I don't think they should be passing it off quite yet. Because I'm starting to find more and more connections. And I wouldn't rule it out. And lo and behold, now we have charges on Tammy as well, and it matches. So it does not surprise me. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, okay? You see this picture? You see right... Oops, hang on. Probably not the best way to do this. Okay, but do you see right... I'll look at here, okay. You see that right here, this guy right there? Okay, that's the zombie-like character. Let me just blow that up for you because it's important. Okay, that's the zombie. And what was involved? Zombies. And this is the 4 horsemen, but the pale horse is one of them, and it signifies death. Okay, so this is huge, and symbolism is huge with Chad and Lori. So please watch that video. It's a long one. I do a little bit of backstory in the beginning so I could show you what it is, but the answers is towards the end of the video. And the thing is it might not make sense to us, okay? But it makes sense to them. And that's what the important thing is that it made sense to them, and they're connecting these things. So that's how I believe they think they're getting away with it, because they're doing this secret matching or secret. It's a secret, right? This is the secret, and they're doing it under the radar. And they didn't think they were going to get busted for it. So don't forget, you have Julie Rowe, who was doing stuff in code. You have the rubric, which is in code, technically, right? And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you in a future video that I've been working on, of course, and more dots connecting to this Joseph Smith. And you'll start to see. It took a while. It took me 1.5 years to even start to see all this stuff. That's how crafty it is. And so you can't change my mind on the coded email. There's no way. And now it's coming out that it was planned for Charles, and I don't doubt that. Hi, Natasha. I missed you too. Nice to see you again. I missed you, and I'm glad you went live after this happy news. I know it's awesome news, and this is a start. This is a start. It's going to be long, so don't forget. We also have John Pryor and we have Mark Means. So we know that's going to be a you know what show, but I have faith in the prosecution. All right, so. Yes, I'm going to find you that for you. Let's get you that important video, because it is important. And I did make an extra playlist that you can see the important videos. So I did it more like, no updates and that kind of thing. Just condensed it, I guess, into the really important ones, like the secret combination. Okay, let's get this for you. Get shareable link. It is a half an hour long, so grab your popcorn. Here we go. There you go. Hopefully that works, you guys. And you can take a look. Now, if you want to take a look, there's 2 playlists to look at. And one of them is Charles Vallow. You'll start to see some things in there. I covered that ages and ages ago, but you'll start to see the coded email. the odd behaviors, the timeline, and what I actually believed happened. And I show it to you why I think that happened. I back it up with facts. I'm after the facts. Let's get that for you. That's that playlist for Charles. And then the most, come back and talk. I just want to get this out for you guys. Lori. Here we go. The most important videos. There's 16 of them. I included Apartment 107 and a couple of these different things just to see. Now, it'd be interesting for me even to go back and review this, because as I move forward and we get more information, I go back and then we start all over and go, okay, this sticks out, this sticks out. Lisa says, what's your opinion on MG with the recording of her saying she knew the kids were dead and that Charles' death was planned for 6 months before kids were found? I heard that small clip. I don't know the full story as to yet, but I know that Charles's death was planned just from the work that I did. So it doesn't surprise me, I guess I could say. And I will say about Melanie Gibb, it's going to start coming out, and I'm learning more and more. And but Melanie Gibb was like inner circle, but not inner circle. So I feel like there's some things she was, what's the word? Like a scapegoat for, but I don't doubt she knows. I gave you the two playlists here for that. So the most important, and then the one with, if you scroll back up, you'll see it. What I'll do is once this is done, the live stream's done, I'll go in there and put it in as well. So okay, so somebody just said about when Chad was arrested, he was driving a pickup truck, not sure what kind though. Okay, so that's what I was wondering, because Alex was driving the Ford F-150, I believe it is, and it was talking about a Dodge Dakota in here. So will Chad and Lori have to appear for arraignment? My understanding is yes. Scott Wright says the defense may go for the psychologically ill defense. I'm sure they will. I think if you picture a bunch of straws together, let's just say like this. This is how I feel about John Pryor and Mark Means, okay? So this is what I feel, okay? It's like this. Pick one, anyone. What you got? Like, pick one, anyone. Let's go for that. Oh, yeah, let's go for that. And then Mark Means goes over to John, because they're in the same building, and he's like, hey, can I borrow whatever you wrote on there, John? Yeah, sure. Here you go. And, or vice versa. So, oh, somebody said Idaho has no, somebody's laughing at my straws. Somebody said where I read that, something about they can't, no, Idaho has no insanity defense. There you go. So there we go too. Okay, so the truck belongs to Garth Daybell. Look up the Daybell Sons Speak Out. Okay, awesome. Thank you for letting me know that. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, no, let's remind everybody this. Here's the thing. Lori's just conniving and manipulative, and she's money driven. She's been money driven for ages and ages and ages. And we see that for, I mean, the houses, just in the houses alone that she lived in with the family, Very, very plentiful, beautiful homes. Something must have happened on husband number 2, because from what my research was, it seems like after husband number 2, she does a little bit of a flipsy doodle. She was with William LaJoya, who is Colby's dad. And it was almost like the opposite in terms of dynamics with the hubby. And then it just seems after that, when she got to Joseph, it was like something switched in her. They had Tylee, and then just the manipulation just went on and on and on and on. You just see a switch, because you read documents with William, and then it's almost like a different kind of a human. It's just different. Something must have happened, in my opinion. Okay, I see these come in here. Hi, Linda. The only thing I could connect together that Chad, Lori, Melanie, or Melanie Zulema deserve to be in jail. I couldn't wait for this day. Thank you, Linda. Great job. XO to all. Thank you so much. And yeah, I mean, this is a huge step for mankind. And I have full faith in the prosecution, and it's coming. It really is. So I think there's more. If you guys think there's more, put a heck yeah in the comments. Holy moly, I haven't seen you in forever. Andy Crayon says, I emailed you pics of the Dakota. Chad was arrested in a gray silver SUV, and his son has a black Dodge Dakota. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Because I was wondering that. I'm like, wait a minute. Alex wasn't driving that. Alex was driving a Ford. Marianne says, so happy they got him. I'm going to have to go as it's nearly 4 a.m. in the UK. Okay, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Have good sleep. I know, it's hard. It's hard with the time changes. Heather says, I hope Melanie P. is also charged with not reporting the murders after the fact. I believe she knew, in my honest opinion. Okay, so I feel the same kind of thing, that there's something sketch going on when it comes to Melanie P. I feel the same way, because there's some things that's like, come on, this is so, and we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that. Melanie moves in October. At the end of October, she picks up her stuff on Halloween night in Arizona and moves to Idaho. And she claims in one part, she says, well, I'm not sure about Lori's apartment, if it was hers or Alex's, because she's like, I'm not sure. Sometimes Alex is there, and then sometimes Lori is there. How can you not know who lives next door? And she's pulled some shenanigans. I believe she knew about Brandon Boudreau, 100%. Can't change my mind on that, especially because she sent Melanie Gibb to do some dirty work, and it was totally not even the right place. I think it's a load of crap. Melanie Pulowski is also very curious how she marries a total stranger after 10 days. Interestingly, Ian's from Arizona, so I'm wondering about that. And Melanie has word salad everywhere in her interviews. Super word salad, which is ridiculous as well. And so I don't trust her at all. I just don't. And how do you not know? How do you not know your cousins aren't there either? And there's even stuff with Zulema I read out in previous videos. Zulema was saying about there was who lived in Idaho, and it was, Alex, and he had a niece there. Well, no, technically he had 2 nieces there and 1 nephew. So, because the nieces would be Melanie Pulowski, Tylee, and JJ. So there's all kinds of crap going on there. Thank you so much, MH Czar, for the super sticker. I see a bunch here. And Backcountry Amy, thank you so much. I'm going to try and find your super chat. Sometimes it jumps, so I really apologize if it's not coming up. Sometimes it just jumps. I wish they would fix that in the program. There we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you for all joining me. There's 4,400 people hanging out tonight. And somebody said, Lori Love says, this girl has so much dirt on her. Sit back and get the popcorn. I tell you. I'm sorry, neighbors. Okay, so Maddie says, ironic how these murderous monsters would look down on us for not being righteousness enough. Yeah, and I'm going to add to that. Lori considered herself a god, right? And she said that basically they don't need to eat. Was one of the things. So I just feel like, okay, you don't need to eat. Show me you're a god. Prove it. Don't eat. You don't have to eat because you're a god. Prove it. Betcha she's eating. Such a load of crap. I'm so, it's just so angering. I mean, I can't even imagine what the family is going through on both sides. It's the most craziest. I mean, this story is going to go down in history. And the poor families on both sides having to go through this and losing their loved ones. And if you haven't seen, go check out one of my videos called Lyda Southard. She's actually the first female serial killer in Idaho. Check her out because you want to see something reminiscent of Lori Daybell. You want to see somebody reminiscent of her? Go check out Lyda Southard. I have 2 videos, I believe, on her. And she killed her husbands and one of her daughters. Okay, so this is like it sounds like Lori in the early 1900s. And she killed her victims by flypaper. That's why they call her flypaper Lyda. And she would boil the flypaper and serve it to her victims. And she did it for money. So the first time the brother died, she collected insurance. And then thereafter, like, had a kid, she died, husband number 2, husband number 3, husband number 4. She goes in jail, and then she gets sprung out of jail, basically. Let's rewind a minute. The warden would take some of the girls, including Lyda, out of the jail and take them to movies. They could go on picnics. They could do all these things and then go back to the jail. And Lyda breaks out of jail, and some guy's there to come pick her up. She actually climbed the rose trellis, goes down, and escapes jail. She gets caught. She has to go back. And she meets another guy. He did not get this. He did not die, thankfully. But she was trying to get him to sign insurance, life insurance. And he said no. His name was Hal. Where was it? In Hawaii. I kid you not. She gets arrested in Hawaii and gets extradited to Idaho. And she's tried in Idaho, just like Lori. And it ends up being Boise, which is where John Pryor's trying to go. So I find it just incredible. You guys got to watch this. It's Lyda Southard. I have the playlist in there. Check it out. Because it's like, no way. No, I swear it's like the original Lori. And she ends up going to jail, and then she ends up getting out. One of the husbands has never been found. He went missing, never been found. And Lyda actually ends up dying while walking home from the grocery store with a bag full of groceries. I think she had a heart attack, something like that, ends up dying. But she had 6 or 7 husbands, and 2 of them were spared. So very, very interesting. She was seen on one of the husband's grave, laughing on his grave. So it's almost like, did Lori watch this? Like, not my video, but did Lori keep up with this story? Like, was this her mentor? It's that spooky how things are similar, especially Lyda being arrested in Hawaii. and Lori was arrested in Hawaii. Very strange, very interesting. Definitely check it out. It's a full story on it. Ryla says, I bet old John Pryor isn't smirking at the judge now. I bet his face is cherry tomato red now and he's fuming. Yeah, he's not going to be happy. But thankfully, I did see the press conference with Rob Wood today and company. And Rob was speaking and he was smiling. So this is good. The exact picture is called Death on the Pale Horse, and it is by, I should remember this because I said it's Benjamin West. Death on the Pale Horse, 1817. Benjamin West. It's a huge, this is not a small painting. It's huge. Let me just show you here. And also notable from that video, Death on the Pale Horse, and also he was talking about between 2 and 3 o'clock, and it was the afternoon. But before I even knew that, I was saying between 2 and 3, at around 3 o'clock, the witching hour, the devil's hour, and then it was 2 or 3. So, I mean, there's something to it. So the dimensions on this canvas is 176 inches by 301 inches. What is that, guys? So 14 and a half feet. By 25 feet. It's huge. So this is something to not ignore. You can't ignore it, in my opinion. Okay. Welcome to those who are also climbing on the Crime Ring membership. Welcome aboard. And welcome to everybody hanging out or just joining us now. We were reading the newest documents on Chad and Lori. And can't wait to see them in court tomorrow. And I will give an update on that as well. Melanie Gibb called some woman who recorded the call, put it on Facebook. She knew everything. Yeah, that's in a nutshell. I am going to dig more into that. Absolutely. Why is Chad's middle name Guy is after his grandparents? His grandpa was named Guy Daybell. You guys are laughing about my 144,000. Some people didn't understand. She said some unbelievable stuff. Yeah, I'm sure. Autopsy report for Tammy is not available. Oh, hello. Hello, Giselle. Love you. Nice to see you. I was just thinking about you guys. We need to Zoom. Let's see. Remember when we were trying to reach 140,000? Well, we hit it. Hey, Lori, 144,000. You couldn't get there. If somebody can, let me just get you that link again for the Death on the Pale Horse video. It is towards the end, but in the beginning, it puts everything together, so it's important. So watch all the 26 minutes. That I would appreciate it. It just makes more sense. So you're going to be able to know what's going on. Otherwise, I might lose you, and because it's not confusing, but there's just a lot there, right? So here you go. There's the video link. Okay. So you can check that out. So there's so much here to go. Now there's a new amended list that they did for the witness list. There's some that I don't know who they are. Maybe some people are a little bit more ahead of me on that one. Man, the caseload has been crazy lately. I see quite a few names that are familiar, and some I don't. So it might take me some time. So questions? Yes, they should look into Joseph Ryan's death. There's some issues surrounding that, obviously. But I think I wouldn't put it past, like, honestly, I'm really would be sad that they said they looked into it. But if there's a petition that Annie did, again, I have no problem signing it. Can I breathe now? No, I can't breathe, Algo. You know me, it's been crazy. I have been, okay, so the case of Justin Evans has been all sorts of crazy. And the people that I have been eyeing up and that they're outright lying are starting to get a little feisty. And she's taken it to Facebook to talk about me. So it's very interesting. So that's been interesting. Really sad last week. I had a rough week. I mean, I shouldn't even say I had a rough week. It's nothing compared to the family. But I'm really close to the case of Justin, and he was found last week, and it took me 2 or 3 days just to deal with that. And so nothing compared to the family, obviously, but I'm not stopping till the truth comes out. And it's the same for these kids and Tammy and Charles and Joseph. I'm not going to stop until this is finished. So it's that, up and down. Same with Gannon Stouck. Same with all my cases, really. I don't stop until it's all done. Suzanne Morphew. And so we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going and till this is over. Yes, I will be doing one on Justin. In fact, there'll be one probably tomorrow. I have 7 on the go for Justin because of all the stuff to dig into. The girl reminds me in that case, she reminds me of Letitia Stouck, like a younger version of her. She's a little more gutsy in some ways than Letitia. Nicole says, Kiera can go kick rocks. She's just mad that you have her number. Actually, she paid me a compliment. I wouldn't say the whole thing's a compliment. She's not happy with me. But let's read this. Why not? She might be watching. This is where, okay, so she basically called me a nasty lady. So that's not a compliment. But I guess coming from her, she said she's a nymphomaniac. So I don't know what makes me nasty. But she does say she has inconsistencies because she's human. Fair. But she says, show me where I lied. And I just did a whole entire video about it. She says this is my favorite part. So this is where I, strip away all the negative things she said about me, because I should be ashamed of myself, according to her. But she says, Linda may have 100% track record, what I've heard, but she's going to be very wrong on this one. And at the end of the day, she did nothing to help Justin. So I just give you that little info snack tonight. And I found that interesting. So, but she won't say it to me. I have over and over offered, even like in the beginning, right? In the beginning of when this all happened, when there's not so much animosity, and her mom, and I offered her mom as well, and they just didn't even email me. So anyway, I thought that was funny. Kesby says, Annie rang Phoenix PD. There wasn't an investigation into Joe's death. After Annie explained Lori's history, they still refused to investigate. Well, that's a loading. You know what? So I have no problem signing anything. If one of you guys or some of you could email me about what the link is, or maybe I could see from Annie, and then I'll post it, and we can go from there. But I thought they reviewed it twice, but I'm not done either. So maybe I could find some pattern or weird thing for that, and then we can prove something, or try to anyways. Yeah, the video in question was basically all the discrepancies. There's 4.2 different versions. So I pointed that out. Yeah, well, the thing is there's games that are being played by this girl in Justin Evans' case, and I think she's actually starting to like it. I see evidence of that, and that doesn't make me very happy. And so it's kind of like, oh no, you don't, right? Especially because Justin Evans does not deserve that, or the family. Matt says, I think Kiera is avoiding me now. So little info snack. Matt actually said something in the comments that had to do with transparency. And that was her opening statement recently, was she wanted to be transparent. So there's a little bit of copycatting, some mimicking. Venus Gal says, I think the look again at Joe death is over. Sad as it is, autopsy came back natural, because not all that long ago. No. So here's the thing. Joseph never had an autopsy. Joseph had an outer exam, but no autopsy. And then he was cremated. And there's some sketchy things happening in the apartment. And I just wish they could figure out a way, something. In fact, I hope they look at Chad Daybell's, even his whereabouts at that time. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are hanging out with me tonight. It's nice to see you all. I love live streams. I really do. It's different. I love talking to the community, and we just get to hang out, all 4,000 plus of us. Why not? Okay, so this phone call people are talked about knowing Charles's death was premeditated and in defense, which I knew. I feel like that's how I felt for the longest time. I think everybody kind of felt that for the most part, but it was confirmed in this call. Now, I'm only starting to get into that. Like I said, this last week's been crazy. I've been on the Justin Evans case, and then all these things are coming down with Lori, Chad, and also with Barry Morphew. So I'm just diving into that. So if you guys have extra info and you wanted to email me, I would really appreciate that. That would help. But include a link so that I could look, or if it's something long, include the timestamp for me. I would really appreciate that because time is limited. There needs to be, 100 of me and 48 hours in a day. The phone call video has been privated. Interesting. She said more than that, Linda. Okay, so I only heard a little clip, so maybe you guys can enlighten me on that. Yeah, it's the web of the Black Widow killer. I've called her for the longest time the Black Widow bride. The neighbor actually died from a pulmonary embolism, and I have a video on that. I can't remember on which video that was, but I did talk about that. And he was known to walk the fence line of Chad's property. Lori says, I feel so many feels for Colby and family, the grandparents, Annie, Charles' kids, and Tammy and Brandon. This case calls for 144,000 barf bags. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, Kay, Larry, Colby family. I mean, Colby's wife was on the dark and light rubric as dark. And it was just like, Flory didn't like them. They go on the list. And I don't know. It's sad. I would love to know what Tammy actually officially, what they found. Mo 3Gs, I'm trying to find you here. There you are. Mo 3G says, glad this day has come and believe there's more days like this coming too. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Charles next, and then hopefully somehow, some way we can figure out the connection with Joseph. And we know the motive is money for Lori. And Joseph was exactly that. And Charles, he did change the insurance to the beneficiary to Kay because he knew something was going down. And he knew that Lori was diddling Chad. Same thing with Chad screwing around on Tammy. I mean, imagine that, the family looking at that going, what happened? It's terrible. Oh, the transcript of the call is out there. That'd be awesome. Robin, if you have that and you could send that to me, that'd be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. MG said it to the other woman. The other woman asked her if Lori and Chad planned to kill Charles, and MG said, well, yes, it was planned self-defense. Yeah, boom. Oh, that's sweet, Mimi. Thank you. Give it a like, you guys. Give it a like if you had fun tonight and you're happy about Chad and Lori. Give the video a like. Okay. They are, aren't they? Pulmonary emboli are certainly common among this group. We have Alex Cox, potentially Tammy Daybell. I mean, who else do we have? I'd like to know what they say. Well, I think we can guess about JJ. But my email is it'sacrimeandashame@gmail.com. Make sure you say it's a crime and a shame. Some people are having issues when they send it. Alex was killed the day of or after Tammy's, yeah. So the 11th of December was when Tammy was exhumed, and the 12th of December is when he died. Interestingly, okay, remember the 3 o'clock mark I was talking about? 3 o'clock was when Alex just shortly after that, they called 911. So it was around 3 o'clock that Chad called Alex to give him the blessing over the phone at 3 p.m. So there again, 3 p.m., 3 a.m. is when I think around that mark for Tammy, Tylee, and JJ. And then we have 3 p.m. for Alex. I think it's going to be something similar. It's almost like Chad was giving the excuse of Tammy having a cough and some heart issues, almost like that would be the symptoms of whatever she died from and whatever he did to her to have that, if that makes sense. The hearing in the morning is actually 11 o'clock for Chad and 11:30 for Lori, unless that was changed. If it was changed, please let me know. I know, Miss T says 12th of December, last day Evans was last seen alive, according to the people he lived with. Yeah. Different year, but yes. Yeah. Alex Cox died on the 12th of December. Nice to see you in here. Yeah. We just keep tying things together, and connecting these dots, and it'll all come out. And truth is coming out. It's coming out in the Daybell case. It's coming out in the Justin Evans case. It's coming out with Gannon Stout case. It's coming. Barry Morphew. Look at that. Took a year. You know how much flack I got for that? I got a lot of flack for Barry Morphew. I was told many times that I should be prepared to give an apology for what I see in connecting the dots with Barry Morphew. So I got a lot of threats, flack for that. But you know what? Truth is truth. Truth is truth. The court's YouTube channel is the only way to watch the hearings tomorrow. It'll be on Judge Eden's YouTube channel. It'll just be live, though. You're not going to be able to go back and rewatch it. Yeah, even from the beginning, Barry was weird. He was. I certainly try. I certainly try. I try to get the truth out there. And that's what I'm after. That's what I'm after. Maddie, I see your thing again, and I don't know, it didn't pop up. She says, as they'd say in 1692 Salem, she's a witch. I guess we could apply this to many different people. Anne says, it was horrible. She called JJ a drug baby. That's right. So his life did not matter, but she knew about all the deaths. So strange because, you know, everybody talked about how such a great mom she was, and she was the fun mom, and she was, you know, doting and loving. And then all of a sudden, you know, he's a drug baby and not my kid, and because she adopted him, but it was terrible. Avalon Apple says, who found Justin? Was it a search party or law enforcement? No, it was somebody who was walking in the area and found him. So he was found not too far from where he lived. Like when I mean not too far, I mean really not too far, just west of the place that he lived. And he was found in a wooded area / pond. So The last name of the judge is Eddins, Eddins. I will be watching it. I cannot record it. I don't believe I can, but I will, basically when I watch it, I'll be watching like every detail, writing all kinds of notes, and then we go from there. Let me just write something here. Della says, Kira's friend, and she set it up. She was so jealous of him. She hated the sister. She wanted him gone too. Get rid of him, gets rid of the whole past about his sister. Yeah, she did not like the family because, you know, all kinds of reasons there. Yeah, Judge Eddins, he was on the case before, and then he went off the case. They got him off the case. Can't remember the reason on that one. And then now he's back on for this, so should be very interesting. Oh yeah, I read that too. Thank you for reminding me. East Idaho News, we love Nate Eaton. Should be also broadcasting. I did read that they will be. Yeah, you can, exactly that. You can find his YouTube channel by searching Judge Farron Eddins. It'll play tomorrow. So I believe from earlier, it was said that 11 o'clock is Chad's, and then at 11:30 is Lori. So if something changes, can someone give me the heads up on that? I would really appreciate it. Is there foul play on Justin's death? Yes. Well, they call it criminally suspicious, but that was before Justin was found. So we'll find out hopefully soon what the cause of death is, and we'll go from there. Hopefully there's some more truth. I really hope that he comes with a lot of answers. That's awesome, Matt. Thank you. So tomorrow morning, and then on Thursday, Barry Morphew's in court at 4 p.m. We're still waiting for the arrest affidavit to come out as well. So it's going to be crazy the next couple of days. You're probably going to see a little more of me than normal. Although you do see me quite a bit. I think I do, 3-4 videos a week, plus live streams, plus membership lives, plus Zooms for my members. It is a crazy crime month. Okay, so what else you got for me? We're hitting almost 2 hours as per usual. Sometimes we go longer. I'm not going to go too long. I actually wrecked my back 2 weeks ago, and I've been going to physiotherapy because my back has been wrecked. And my older son was laughing. He's like, "How'd you hurt your back?" I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Mom, were you working out?" No. Wasn't working out. So I actually have a pretty bad back the last couple weeks. I've been going to physiotherapy. So I'm not going to stay too long anymore because I'm starting to get a little bit of sore back. Justice is right. I remember when those shelves behind you were mostly empty, so many missing and lives lost. Absolutely. I got to get Justin up there. I haven't done that yet. I really want to get a digital photo frame. I think that would be the way to go. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's unfortunate, for sure. It's so sad. Marshall's still missing. Marshall is still missing. And so are the boys are still missing. And the rest that you can see are all gone. Yeah, you know, it's not going to feel good for the family. I mean, they lost their mom and then their dad's in jail. And then you look at Colby and he lost 2 siblings and his mom's in jail. And then you look at Larry and Kay and they lost their grandkids and Kay's brother. And you know, it's just all round, and for what? So the cool thing is about Colby, though, I did see on Instagram that he has another brother. So that's cool. And they look a lot alike. And his younger brother's taller than him. So he called him like his younger, bigger brother, whatever it was. It was pretty sweet. It was nice to see a smile on his face. And he actually has a YouTube channel with his family. And I saw that. I saw, of course, we know Annie has her own channel as well. That's Joseph's sister. Yeah, Joseph's sister. I thought I said it backwards. Thank you, Jesse. And then we also see, if you look up Shanann Watts's mom, she has a YouTube channel now, and it's a cooking channel with her Italian food. So I thought that was cool. And maybe I'll put that in my community tab. It's really cool to see them working through grief in different ways. Like she's doing a cooking channel. I thought that's cool. And Annie's after the truth. She's brilliant. She's very connecting the dots. She's very analytical, very intuitive. But just, I could talk to Annie all day. And we see in Justin's case, Justin's mom, Jamie, has been pouring herself into paintings. And she had said she hadn't painted like since school or something like that, like long, long time ago. And she's doing these incredible paintings. One of them, Justin really liked the book Aragon and would listen to them on audio. And let me see if I could pull it up. And she's pouring her heart out into that. So it's so good to see, you know, an outlet. And then, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just like, you guys could probably say it better, but I just see that and it's just so very important. Let me see if I could find it. I might not be able to. Anyways, really cool. Let me see if I can find it because it's really here. So you see, like, she just painted that. It's amazing. It's amazing. Here's my email address if you need it. If you guys have any little info snacks you want to send me, I would appreciate it. And in Justin's case, in the Daybell case, any of that, I really do appreciate it. It takes a lot of work to do a video. And of course, mine aren't lives, right? So I do a video and it's worked on, especially if it's, you know, what's the word? Patterns or connecting the dots. It takes me a long time. If you like that kind of thing, you could check out the one that I just did called Ray Rivera. And he was found deceased through a hole in the roof at the Belvedere Hotel in Baltimore back in 2006. I just did that a few weeks ago. Maybe it's probably a month ago now. But there's some weird things about that. It's mysterious. So, oh, somebody sent me an info meal on Justin. Thank you so much. If you guys have information on Justin, I would really appreciate you sending me anything. I really want justice for Justin, and like I've said this in my videos, but I have to literally sift through a bunch of BS. So when I say a bunch of BS, it is a full-time, 24-hour, 7 days a week BS sifting. It's like many of the potential characters involved, I don't even know if they know how to tell the truth. There's so many discrepancies. So, thank you, Julie. Yeah, I love hanging out with you guys. It's so fun. Oh, Colby's got a new baby on the way. I didn't know that. Aw. I saw one of his videos on his channel. He was interviewing his little girl. That was adorable. So adorable. Okay, whoa for the painting. Yeah, check out the painting. Okay, thank you for sending me the Melanie Gibb information. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm very interested to see the facial expressions when Lori and Chad see each other. I don't know how that's going to work. They know Chad's going to be at 11. Lori's going to be at 11:30. Yes, we did a collab, Annie and I. You can look, I think it was December or January. If one of the mods wanted to find it and share that, that'd be awesome. But if not, that's okay. I know you guys are managing 4,000 people tonight. And I really appreciate all the mods who are helping out. It really helps me a lot. More than you know. Okay, sweet. You emailed me Annie's petition, so we'll get that going. We'll help her out on that. Annie's YouTube channel. I haven't been there for a while now. I don't even know. Annie Lytics. I haven't been there for a while. I wish I have more of me. Yeah, we had 4,800 tonight, I think, hanging out. A little less at the end here, but it's all good. I think more and more people are going to get charged. There's going to be more charges in Lori Daybell, sorry. Yeah, Lori has zero money left. She's broke. Thank you, April. You guys are awesome. Annie said she wasn't going to do any YouTube videos for the foreseeable future. She's on Facebook, though. Okay, interesting. I will be watching the case tomorrow, and then we can go from there, whether I go live or I do a video or something. Oh, holy moly. Did I cover everything tonight? I think I did. I covered a lot, didn't we? We went through the whole thing. There might be a few things I don't, and then I'll probably do an update. I am going to do more on Justin's case tomorrow. I have a video actually prepped for tomorrow. Well, I was going to record it today actually, and then I'm at the physio. This is me, okay? I'm at the physiotherapist place and I'm going, oh, there's charges and people are bombarding me. I think within an hour I had 50 emails. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here and I'm getting my back fixed and I should be at home. I should be at home right now. So I came home, I ripped into it. But if you guys like that, did you like the way I did that tonight where I just ripped through the entire thing and gave you the little info snacks about the dates and how that worked? Like, let me know if you like that format. So I know live streams are for everybody. Some people say, you know, I really like it when you just get into it and then talk at the end. So I try to do that tonight. It's a trial and error, right? Not everybody's going to like live streams. Some people love them. And so what I wanted to do was, because I knew everybody was going to read this, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to go through it and give you the connect the dots version, so you can understand why these dates are important and fill in the bits, right? One of the things that really surprised me, and you can tell me, even if you're watching this on the replay, you can let me know in the comments below what you think is the biggest shocker for you in this document. For me, it was about the gun. The crazy looking gun. Let's just show you that Alex was searching for in his Google searches. And I mean, look at that. No wonder why she thought it was a paintball gun, but holy crap, if you had that pointing at you, it's just crazy. That surprised me. And then percentages of the text from Lori was a surprising thing to me. Maybe not surprising is the word, but, eye-opening. And that Chad actually signed the application with Tammy to increase her life insurance on the day that Tylee died. That's just surprising me. And death percentages for Tammy and JJ was between Chad and Lori's text. So that'll come out what that's all about. There's a couple things that were surprising. I mean, this is nothing yet, right? Nothing yet. Baby Cake says, Charles Vallow, do you see justice for him? I pray for justice for him too. Yes, I think it's coming. I think now that they tied this together and they talk about being in limbo and the zombies, I think they're going to tie it back to Charles Vallow. And I said this earlier tonight, please check out my Charles Vallow series. And also the playlist that I have, like the most important videos in the Daybell case. I do see Charles getting justice. I think they're going to start connecting the dots. I think this was first, and then they're going to go back. I hope. Wendy's ticked off for some reason. Your moderator blocked me for the same comment I said about Melanie Gibb. Wow, like you care. No idea what you're talking about. Didn't see it, so I'm not sure. Hi, Linda Mods and all, hoping that justice prevails for the victims here. Absolutely. It's horrific what those poor children endured. I mean, awful. Oh, yes. And this is the other thing. Yeah, the way the wind is going, because he had a fire. He had a bonfire that night or day or whatever time it was. A lot of things, hey? Thank you, Run Amok Girl. Oh, yeah. Melanie. Okay, so Melanie Gibb was subpoenaed. What was interesting to me, let me see here. She was subpoenaed, and it's 7 pages. Where is it? What I was reading is when she was delivered it and she wouldn't take it. I read something about that. She wouldn't take it, but she was told, consider yourself served. Here it is. Dated May 21st, 2013. I, Mary Lee Jorgensen, hereby declare as follows. On May 19th, 2021 at 7:42 p.m., I personally served a true and correct copy of the subpoena, oh gosh, a Latin term, in the above entitled matter upon Melanie Gibb. And it says, comments, Melanie refused to take the subpoena from my hand, so I advised her she had been served regardless, and I left the subpoena anyway. I'm over the age of 18, a resident of the state of Idaho. I'm not a party to blah, 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 blah. So basically, she wouldn't take it, and they said, too bad. And Mark Means says he wants the state of Idaho, to Miss Melanie Gibb to produce the following: all communications, texts, emails, voicemails, SMS messages, chat records, social media communications, podcasts, recordings, and the like, tangible or intangible, between you, Miss Melanie Gibb, and the following individuals, agencies, departments, and the like, from January 1st, 2019 to present. So they list Lori, Chad, Melanie Pulowski, Ian Pulowski, Zulema, Summer Shiflett, April Raymond, that's Lori's friend, Charles Vallow, Tylee Ryan, Jason Mao, Gabe Bonilla, Alex Cox, Zach Cox, Adam Cox, Colby Ryan, Tammy Daybell, Julie Rowe, Christopher Parrott, Michael James, Nancy James, Brandon Boudreau, Thor Furseth, which is now been released on the rubric, The Dark and Light, Heather Daybell, Matthew Daybell, Robert Wood, and any and all news journalists and reporters, including but not limited to Nate Eaton, ABC, NBC, Dateline, MSNBC, Keith Morrison, Shane Bishop, Color My Media, Latter-day Media, Preparing a People, Book of Mormon Evidence, the Firm Foundation, any and all media agencies, companies, corporations regarding your dealings and the like, Lori Daybell and or Chad Daybell. And then it has deputies, detectives, police officers, prosecutors, and the like for the following agencies: Rexburg Police Department, Madison County Sheriff's Department, Robert Wood, Fremont County Sheriff's Department, St. Anthony PD, FBI, Fremont Prosecutor's Office, Madison Prosecutor Office, Chandler, Arizona PD, Gilbert PD. Please identify each and every location, date and time, and persons present for said communications, whether in persons, telephonic, Zoom, or the like. Telephone records for all telephone numbers owned or used by you from date above to present, including but not limited to text records, telephone call records. Identify all telephone numbers you have used personally, professionally, temporarily, aka burner telephones, or permanently in regard to identified persons above. Identify all telephone numbers and service providers, names, dates, and times of service provider for any and all telephone number used by you as requested above. Please include and identify each in its entirety, the telephone numbers of all phones, whether personal, business, or burner telephone. In identifying each and every telephone number, please further identify the dates of use of said telephone numbers and the telephone carrier or company providing telephone services. Travel records for all travel, vehicle, and or airline flights between the dates of January 1st, 2018 to present, which is all travel between Utah, Arizona, Idaho, and Hawaii, and any other travel locations within the specified dates. Talks about social media, goes through all social media, Facebook, Avow, Yahoo, Twitter, Instagram, any of the like. If you refuse to produce the password, please identify each date of communication and the like associated with said social media account and produce all accompanying communication statements, opinions, religious speech, emails, and chat records. He must have somebody else proofreading this because it's a little easier to roll off the tongue today. Usually it's not so much. Number 4, he says internet provider. Please identify the internet provider, whether professional or personal, from dates above to present, whether this be home, business, or the like. Number 5, computers and electronic devices. And he goes through computer, laptop, desktop, tablet, iPad, cell phone, wearable smart devices, and then goes through all that. And podcasts. Produce all podcast and the like, including all formerly shared posted podcasts, as well as recorded materials communications, edits, recordings associated with identified podcasts or the like in your possession. If you are aware of the like and identified is not in your possession, please identify your opinion or belief as to whether, as to where identified recording podcast material is located. So the series of Feel the Fire, Time to Warrior Up, Preparing a People, Feel the Fire book, and Preparing a People events, Book of Mormon evidence events, Firm Foundation events, or the like, and if not in your possession, please identify whereabouts of said documents and records. All communications between you and above individuals regarding creation of publications, books, articles, speeches, appearances, and then everything else, pretty much everything, and you know, including what you ate for the entire time. Oh. Yes, Megan, I did talk about that, the neighbor. And even Lori's old, a prior lawyer died too, suddenly. Okay. Plastic noise experiences. I sent you an email about my missing family member a bit ago. There's no information. Nothing. His name's Michael McKenney. I want his name out is all. Thank you so much. Can you tell us a little bit more? Tell everybody where he's from. And that would help. Everybody would like to hear about that for sure. Thank you. Did y'all hear MG already divorced David? Didn't hear about that. Court is happening tomorrow at 11 and 11:30. I don't know what the death percentages mean for in this document. I'm not sure what they were looking up death percentages for JJ and Tammy. So weird. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, death penalty is possible, but they have not announced that, and they have till 60 days after they submit a plea. Time zone for court would be Idaho time. So mountain time, that would be 11 o'clock and 11:30. So 1 o'clock Eastern, 1:30 Eastern. Pacific would be 10 and 10:30. Oh, maybe this had to. Okay, Patty makes a really good comment. I believe the death percentage is referring to the chart Chad created to show everyone's level or light or dark. That makes sense. I guess the way they worded it. That makes sense because it's like 4.1, 4.2. Makes sense. So lots of info snacks tonight. 2 hours and 20 minutes of lots of fun. And we're getting close. I mean, we go through there and we've gone through what the last year and a half and going, what the heck is going on? Why isn't anybody being charged for more than what it is? But it is a crazy case and there's so many people involved. So this is good. This is a good thing. It's moving forward. I'd like to see what she's going to be like tomorrow. She better not be smirking, I can tell you that. Do I think that Chad's children will be in court tomorrow? I have no idea, Brenda. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. I don't know. Just reading through here. Yeah, this could be just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, that's what, oh man, this case just goes. I legit could do probably 100 more videos on new information like that I haven't covered. Yeah, I hope she's not wearing a mask tomorrow. It will be on the YouTube channel with Judge Farron Eddins, FarenEddins. Eddins, yeah. Yes, I will post the court dates tonight in the members area as well. So tomorrow we have court and Thursday we have court with Barry, and watch for Justin Evans' case videos as well. It'll be on Zoom. So, all right, everyone. I'm sure I'm going to be having a ton of emails coming across now, which I appreciate all you guys helping out. Every little bit helps for sure. I have a hard time, trying to extract information everywhere. It's just little me. And I work on videos and I edit them and I do I do all the thumbnails and just even spending time on here. So it's lots, and I'm a mom too. So, and thankfully we're not homeschooling this week. Back to school. The last couple of weeks has been homeschooling too. And then I hurt my back. So it's been a little bit crazy. Do you have any more questions, anybody? Yeah, it's going to be big. Love you guys too. Have they confirmed it's Justin? Yes, it is Justin. They found Justin and now he is with, he did an autopsy and he's with basically they're still finding the cause of death. So we'll find that out soon. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all of the mods who are helping tonight. Thank you for keeping it classy in here. I'm just so grateful for you guys are so awesome. And it's awesome having a nice community like you. I really appreciate you. Without you, there wouldn't be my channel and there wouldn't be It's a Crime. So thanks so much. If you do have some information you want to send me, send it to it'sacrimeandashame@gmail.com. Double check my playlists. Go snoop around in there. See some of the videos that I put up. And now, even if you saw it maybe a year ago or half a year ago and you see it again, things might go, oh, okay, now this is how it all works out. So it's very interesting. So thanks again, you guys. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Lots happening. Bye.